we will begin the questions for Board of Supervisors District 1. We have Dustin Weber, Stacie McGrady, and Supervisor Dom Zanger. Supervisor Zanger, if you could give your 30-second introduction.
Yep. Thank you for being here, everyone. My name is Dom Zanger. I'm your current District 1 County Supervisor. I've been on the board for just over a year now, and I'm from San Benito County, born and raised here. My family's been here a long time in District 1, farming for generations. In the short time I've been on the board, I'm very happy and motivated with what I've been able to accomplish. I know 30 seconds is brutal. We nearly doubled the size of the road crew, prevented hundreds of houses off Fairview, and I hope to just continue the work I'm doing. Thank you.
Mr. Weber, your 30 seconds.
Thank you, Benito Link, and all the attendees for this opportunity tonight. I'm Dustin Weber. I'm also running for District 1 Supervisor. I first got passionate about public service after type 1 diabetes diagnosis when I was in elementary school. It made me very passionate about healthcare services and healthcare accessibility, and it's something I've been fighting for most of my life and want to continue here locally, preserving the hospital, Hazel Hawkins, and all the essential services there. I believe I have the right background, right combination of skills and experience, having worked in the public and private sectors, blue-collar and white-collar jobs.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. And finally, Ms. McGrady, your 30 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. My name is Stacie McGrady. I'm a 24-year resident of San Benito County, 30 years in law enforcement. I was the first female detective sergeant ever in the history for Monterey County Sheriff's Department. After retiring, I got more involved in community service here in San Benito County, including the Sheriff's Department Search and Rescue Team, where I was involved in rescuing people from Lover's Lane. I was involved with the Opioid Task Force. I was a 4-H leader, and most recently the Civil Grand Jury, where I served 2 terms. It's that experience that compelled me to run for office.
Our first question this evening is, the Economic Development Corporation's latest statistics say 60% of our working population commutes out of county. What have you done or will you do to attract businesses or establish satellite offices so people can have higher paying jobs closer to home? Supervisor Zanger.
Thank you. Yes. So I think first thing is zoning. I think zoning is an issue. I think we'd like to see more mixed use zoning as opposed to residential. That refers to commercial and residential. This is just a more economically viable way to zone projects and zone areas, and it opens up the opportunity for more business. Additionally, I think a proactive approach needs to be taken by the leadership, and so something I've been doing is reaching out to companies, courting them to San Benito County. Think of one in Gilroy. It's an ag tech company. The CEO is looking to expand. I met him. I'm talking to him. I'm still in communication with him. We want to bring him out here to San Benito County so we can offer more work here for our workers. Less people on Highway 25, all that good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Weber?
Yeah, thank you for the question. These issues with roads and jobs and development, they all intersect. And 2/3 of our folks are commuting out of county, and one of the things I'm running on is bringing more local jobs to the county. I think that sort of development is responsible, it's strategic. Stuff like ag tech is a natural fit. Other tech-based options could be brought to the county, given our proximity to Silicon Valley, the size of our workforce. We have a diverse and educated workforce, and this is a desirable place to be. So I think this is something, being proactive and chasing after some of these industries that are a natural fit for our county is the right way to go, and will also help bring in more county revenue, get more cars off the roads, and increase quality of life. Thank you.
Ms. McGrady?
Thank you. We are well poised between Silicon Valley and Monterey County to develop agriculture, industry, business, and especially with our new school, Gavilan College, that's being built right now, to leverage trades and the ability for people to work where they live and live where they work. We have right now in visionary stages at least 2 autonomous vehicle testing tracks, and those are going to bring in excellent, good paying jobs in industry for our local community. We've had a history in San Benito County for being business unfriendly, and that has to change. there are things that can be done and should have been done for years and years to attract good living wage, working wage jobs where people can thrive and work where they live and live where they work. And those are the types of things that I would work for, especially in the airport and the airport district, and moving outside of town towards Highway 25 along the west side of the corridor. That would be my plans. Thank you.
Our second question is a community question. Last night, the environmental impact report for the John Smith Road landfill was rejected. What now? What are your ideas for a long-term solution for the landfill? Ms. McGrady?
So the landfill has been a very passionate topic here in our county. People are very afraid. What's it going to do to the value of their homes? Are we going to contaminate the wells and the water? How is it going to impact their quality of life? And those are significant concerns. Additionally, we have the concerns about traffic. How are we going to actually get more garbage from out of county to the landfill? None of these are good or acceptable. I have serious concerns about trucking in more landfill. So what are we going to do about it? I worked in Monterey County when they closed the Crazy Horse landfill and they opened up the transfer station at Sun Street in downtown Salinas, and that was an epic failure. It caused more traffic and more pollution and more problems in the city of Salinas. It didn't solve problems, it just created more, and it's highly, highly expensive. So if we are going to look at building a transfer station here in Hollister or somewhere in San Benito County, we have to understand that the costs of our garbage are going to increase exponentially. If we're going to expand the landfill, that's also going to create environmental problems and quality of life issues. We may need to look at building a new landfill somewhere within the county or outside of the county for our long-term use. Nobody likes to talk about garbage, but it's a real issue and it needs to be addressed sooner rather than later.
Thank you, Ms. McGrady. Mr. Weber?
Yeah, the Planning Commission did the right thing, taking the vote they did on the 31st and then last night. The alternatives have kind of always been the big question with the landfill. This deal didn't look right for the county. Waste Connections kind of we've got a raw deal from them in the past, and this one wasn't a good fit either. So you can talk of alternatives in terms of negotiating a better deal, which might be possible. There are other alternatives. I've heard of the model of the city of Watsonville, where they got a grant to return waste services to the county. I looked into that a little bit. I think they've taken about 60 tons a day of in-the-county trash. Ours is considerably higher, so we'd have to scale a solution like that. But a solution where you're bringing more county jobs or bringing the services back to the public is something I would be open to. I just think you need to really thoughtfully work through these issues. And any issue, I've said this in the past, that involves additional transportation, that's going to be a long-term problem given the shortage of drivers, the increasing expenses of zero emissions vehicles, and paying for new rigs and all this stuff that is going to make transportation costs excessive in the future.
Supervisor Zanger?
Thank you. Yeah, so first of all, the framing of the questions is a little interesting because it says what now as if this is all done now, and that's not the case. We all know this is probably going to come back to the Board of Supervisors. There probably will be an appeal, and we will continue this. So this project isn't over, and it's nice to list off concerns, but it's not really a position or a stance, and I'm not afraid to say that I am opposed to this landfill degree. I'm opposed to the proposed expansion in the operating agreement. It's not good for the county. 90% of the trash is going to come from out of the county, and so I think we need to be open to more interesting options. I'm open to maybe a more modest expansion with a different operating agreement, things like that. But we can't even have those discussions. We can't get to that until we can get this off the table. This deal is no good for the county. It's one of these short-term wins with long-term loss. That's all it's going to be. So until we can officially move forward from this one, then we can start talking about, okay, well, what will work? Do we need to expand a little bit? Are we still going to charge out of county half what we pay? These are the things we can get to as soon as we get past this. Thank you.
Thank you. Our third question is also a community question. Some candidates want to pursue a tourism-based economy. Tourists expect services and good roads. What are you planning to do about the roads? Mr. Weber.
Yeah, I think there's some merit to pursuing a tourism-based economy. I don't think it fills in all the revenue gaps. Pinnacles is incredible. We have just incredible natural beauty and places out here that make a tourism-based economy a good fit. But it's certainly not enough to repair all the roads and generate the revenue needed to do the sort of things that'll help bring tourists in besides those natural wonders. And so in addition to pursuing like TOT taxes and stuff like that, we also do need to pursue light industrial growth, commercial job growth, these things that bring more revenue to the county, keep the revenue in the county, and help us contribute more to road repairs and modernizing our transportation infrastructure. It doesn't have to stop with just roads. We could look at other modalities, bike lanes, increased bus services and stuff like that, that I think would be a good fit for the county as well.
Supervisor Zanger?
Yeah, thank you. So as far as the roads, of course, we need nice roads for our tourism industry, right? We have our wine trail, and it's sort of a disaster getting up there right now. But that's on the list of roads scheduled to be repaired. We just allocated more money to that so we can get those roads completely repaved. So since I've been on the board, since I took office, like I said, we've almost doubled the size of our road crew. I was instrumental in getting a third-party contractor here in the county, here in District 1 right now, filling potholes, just making the roads safer and more drivable. And going forward, ton of roads scheduled for completely repaving, reconstruction. Starting with Shore Road this year, as soon as it's done ready. We want to get to a big section of Fairview as well this year. So the road work is coming, and I'm going to continue to allocate more funds to the roads whenever I have the chance to, because we all know how important that is, so that we can have a flourishing tourism industry, right? And it's touched on, but yeah, we have Pinnacles National Park. It's insane how little we talk about that, how little we're using that to our advantage. This is a national park. If you go there on the weekend, it's packed with people from San Jose. We need to be marketing that. This needs to be what is bringing people into the county, at least one of the main things that's bringing people into the county. So like I said, the Pinnacles, the wine trail, the history, these is the sort of tourism industry that we can lead into. We get the roads all fixed up, bring in more tourism, and then we have the TOT tax. So it becomes a cycle where we can invest more into tourism, more into roads, more into tourism, more into roads. That's the direction we need to go. Thank you.
Ms. McGrady?
Thank you. When we talk about roads, we actually have two separate issues. We have our local county roads that we're responsible for. There's also the state roads, Highway 25, Highway 156, 152, that significantly impacts our commute every day. And while we are making good progress on our local roads, thanks to the Measure G funds the tax that we imposed on ourselves in 2018, and that's helping us now, but we also have to deal with the state roads. Highway 156 between San Juan Bautista and Hollister was on the books to be widened for over 30 years. And we've suffered, I don't know about y'all, but I commute out of town and I sat in those hours-long traffic daily and waiting and hoping and praying for that to get widened. We're still waiting on Highway 25. When I first moved here to San Benito County, Brad Pike and the Stay Alive on 25 campaign was hot and heavy because people were dying every day, not every day, but a lot. I don't want to exaggerate, but people were dying on Highway 25, and instead of widening the road, we got a concrete barrier. So these are long-term problems. So we can't just focus on our county roads, which are an issue, which are being repaired thanks to the taxes that we imposed on ourselves. One of the things that just has driven me crazy, and I've been going to the COG meetings for years, is the Highway 25 realignment, which was a quarter-mile section of road, and it cost $14 million.
Thank you, Ms. McGrady.
Thank you.
We now move to closing statements, which are 1 minute each. Ms. McGrady, your 1 minute closing.
Thank you so much. I just do want to say that I've devoted my entire life to public service, community service, volunteerism. I believe it is my civic duty and my opportunity because I have the training, I have the experience, and I have the passion to lead San Benito County into the future. I'm not a political career candidate. I'm doing this because it's in my heart. I don't want to leave California. It's my home. I'm a fourth generation. I don't want to have to move to Texas. So please let me stay here and make San Benito County better.
Supervisor Zanger?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here tonight. Thanks for coming out and thanks for watching if you're watching online. Look, the reason I got involved in 2022 was just because I care about San Benito County. I was raised here. This is my home. I'm raising my family here. This is why I got involved. I don't have political ambitions beyond San Benito County. This is my focus. I got involved to find solutions for the problems that I saw. And I have a vision for the county, and I have a way to get there. So I just ask for your support to keep working for you all. Thank you.
Mr. Weber?
Yeah, thank you again, Benito Lincoln, everyone, all the attendees for being here tonight. It's a great opportunity. I really do believe I have a great and diverse background of experience that could be beneficial to the county. As I was stating earlier, I've worked in blue-collar industries and commercial coffee and commercial warehousing industries. I worked in white-collar industries as an attorney. I like to say that I don't know how many folks out there have had a license to drive a forklift and have a license to practice law, but I'm that guy. I have both. So I know that type of experience working with industry, working with government, having worked at the federal level and with state partners that, things can take a while to get done, but with the right amount of persistence and knowing where to go, these are the type of experiences and contexts that I want to leverage for San Benito County. Thank you.
Thank you.